What's going on, people? Ben here for Bateman Talks Tottenham, back with another video of my dad Paul,
Right.
where today we will be previewing the Brentford game tomorrow night as we kick off at 7:30 at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, where we will be. Excited ahead of this game?
Yes, nice to be back there so quickly after the last one, and hopefully
A better performance. Be nice to have a shot on target this time.
Yes.
After that poor showing against Manchester City, where unfortunately we went out of the FA Cup. But coming back into the league, a game where if Aston Villa drop points to Newcastle tonight, then we've really got a case to stamp ourselves back into that top four, haven't we?
Yeah, it's. I mean, the numbers could be quite exciting if we're lucky.
Yeah, we've got to kind of hope that Villa can start dropping points. You never know, they might with starting to play in the Conference League in February and March. The extra toll that will take, them playing more and more games, that might come to our advantage with us only having our Premier League games left this season now.
Yep.
So you'd like to think that'll play into our hands.
We'll be fresher.
Yeah.
And play the style of football we should have played against Man City.
Yeah.
We weren't really allowed to.
Yeah, very true. And I think as much as City were very good, I think we didn't show what we could have shown on that day, and I think we were very poor. The only worry is still not having any Sonny. I think that front three is lacking a bit. Hopefully Maddison being a bit more sharp will be better for this game, because I don't think he looked really fit to play massively against City, and he kind of ghosted a lot of the game.
Yeah.
He's been out for so long, which you can understand, but he didn't look to have much of an impact against City. So you'd like to think he's probably going to be a lot more involved tomorrow night, isn't he?
And get a link up with Werner.
Yeah,
hopefully.
And all of the front three. Yeah, it'd be interesting to see how he gets on with Timo Werner. You'd like to think he might utilise some of his pace. You think in the Man City game, the amount of times Werner was free and the ball wasn't played to him.
Yeah, standing there on his own, miles away, and nobody.
Maddison hopefully will be able to find that pass you would expect. Looking at Brentford, they've got quite a list of absentees as well. They've got the likes of Sergio Reguilon, who they signed out, Rico Henry, their main wing back, who played well against us at the start of the season. They've not got Mbuemo, they've not got Godos, but they have got Ivan Toney back. One of the first Premier League games he's got back since his ban, and well, he was in good form against Nottingham Forest, scoring a goal. So do you think he's going to be a big threat in this game?
He could well be, because there were so many rumours about him possibly coming to us
And other clubs.
And other clubs. But so it'll be. I don't think it's such a bad thing that we're not gone for him.
Yeah, I think it's a difficult one. You don't want to maybe have a player that could have a risk of something like that happening again. But is he an absolutely quality player? Yes, I think he is. And I would love to have him over Richarlison in the team in terms of the quality of player. I think he's brilliant, and is definitely going to be in this second half of the season putting his name in the hat for a space in the England squad. That's for sure.
Yeah.
And
got to stop him.
Yeah, hopefully our defence can
do as well as they did against Man City. Actually, 87 minutes.
I know that defence. That defence really deserved something against Man City. But yeah, we've got to hope that we can keep a clean sheet against Brentford. But I think he is going to be a big threat, and Brentford in general from set pieces are always one of the most tricky teams to play against in the league. So yeah, it won't be an easy game, but then there's never an easy game in the Premier League. But Brentford have always been one of the toughest teams to face in terms of they always give everyone a good game. Even if they don't win, everyone gets a good game against Brentford. And you've just got to hope we've got the firepower up front to cope with it. You'd expect with Ange saying that the Celso is still out and Manor Solomon has had some setbacks, that the midfield would probably contain Højbjerg, Bentancur and Maddison, or if Maddison still isn't fit, it might be a Højbjerg, Bentancur and Kulusevski, or it could even be Bentancur, Skip, Maddison. We'll have to wait and see what that is. My guess is it'll be Højbjerg, Bentancur and Kulu. That's the guess if Maddison's not fully fit to still start. That's my prediction of what it is probably going to be. But it's not looking good with Giovanni Lo Celso still being out, is it? You think it was New Year's that he was out injured, and it's nearly February. Such a shame, because he was playing so well, wasn't he?
What's the injury?
Oh, it's still the muscle where he got injured. It's a shame, because he was starting to be in some good form, wasn't he, Lo Celso?
Yeah, very good.
And it's a problem he's always had at Spurs of getting injuries, but it's just a shame the time he finally got into some good form that he's now struggling with it. But at least we've got Maddison coming back, and you'd like to think that that'll help a little bit. But yeah, it's not great to see. But some good and bad news in terms of the midfield options is that Pape Matar Sarr is going to be back and probably back with the team tomorrow. Not in the squad, but unfortunately for him, Senegal went out of the AFCON last night against Congo on penalties. Pape Sarr actually scored a brilliant penalty himself that went right in the top corner. But shame for him, isn't it? For Senegal in his first major tournament.
Yes,
for Senegal to be out.
Absolutely. So hopefully we'll have him back for the weekend.
Yeah, you'd like to think Ange said that he would expect him to be back in the squad for the weekend. But again, in terms of Sarr personally, it is a real shame for him, and you could see how distraught he looked in some of the images. But it's good news for us, selfishly, because we need him back. He's been a key member of the team this season, so we really need him back, don't we?
Yeah, very much so.
So going on to the team that we'll face, we talked about midfield already. You'd assume the back four will all be the same, with Ange saying there weren't any issues from the game, and the same front three you'd expect as well, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
So leading,
it's just the midfield.
The midfield would be the main question marks, and I think that'll be interesting to see, and is kind of dependent on factors we don't quite know in terms of injuries. But looking ahead to the game, then, if you had to go for a score prediction, what would you say?
2-1 us.
2-1? Yeah, I'd say that's fairly reasonable.
One going for Tony.
Yeah, I'm going to be optimistic for once and go for a 3-1 to Spurs.
Okay, well done.
And we've got to hope. I think this is a game where we're more... Well, let's be honest. We're more than capable of winning this game, and it's just a case of us not doing anything stupid, not being sloppy, and taking chances if we get them, really. Yeah. You've got to hope that the likes of Brennan Johnson can finally hit some form.
Yeah.
Richarlison...
Getting to the ball first, unlike the other day. Yeah,
I think that's some criticism of Johnson. Sometimes he's a bit lazy when it comes to running to the ball, but then at other times he can look absolutely brilliant when he's taking a man on. Yeah. So we've got to hope that they can get some increased confidence and that can benefit the team.
Very much so.
But thank you all for watching this match preview. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And as always, come on you Spurs!